Myself, Dr. Gina from Department of Civil Engineering, East Point College of Engineering and Technology. Multidisciplinary collaborative research is needed for shaping the future excellence that will help us in getting acknowledged globally. And it is to keep in mind that excellence is not automatic but developed through perseverance, and remember the endless research is the key to academic excellence. I request Dr. Madhu sir, R&D Director, EPGI, to deliver the welcome address.
Good afternoon to all. Sorry for the delay which normally happens in these functions, some technical problems. So I welcome Chairperson Srimati Ramadevi, CEOs Shri Pramod Gowda and Shri Rajesh Gowda, Secretary NG Trust Shri Peter Francis in absentia. On the dais, respected Senior VP Dr. Prakash and Dr. Rajesh Palani are guests for this function. Welcome to both of you, sir. I request Dr. Prakash to give a plant to our guest. I request our IQAC Director, Dr. Prakash, to give a plant to Senior VP. All the directors, principals, HODs, faculty members, research scholars, a very good afternoon and welcome to this function. So today we are going to release the second issue of the EPGI Research Bulletin, and let me just explain what the idea of this research bulletin is. It is meant to provide a platform for faculty, research scholars and students to publish their R&D efforts and achievements. So this should actually give experience and confidence for further publications in conference proceedings and journals. This is a multidisciplinary bulletin. It reflects the multidisciplinary nature of the East Point group of institutions. And the current issue has a total of 12 papers. Out of these, 6 are from the engineering college, 2 are from higher education, 2 are from the pharmacy, and 1 each from physiotherapy and nursing. So it is a good mix of papers from different disciplines, which is highlighting the multidisciplinary nature of the institution. Now, most R&D organizations, I myself served in NA, National Aerospace Laboratories, and they have some form of internal publications. And you can call them technical documents, you can call it a technical memorandum, you can call it a research document, you can call it a project document. But the idea of these internal publications is that it is the archiving of the institutional knowledge. So, very important for an organization that whatever work is done is archived in some form or the other. And most of the research organizations, the first step is the internal document. And after that, the same work can be submitted for a conference and it can also be submitted as a journal paper. So it is the starting step. And often smaller pieces of work which may not be enough for a journal publication or may not be enough for a conference, you can publish in an internal document and have a record. And then later, it is easier to write a paper because you have all this already written out. So that is the basic idea of this research bulletin. And I really hope that this initiative will be encouraged in the future by the EPGI management. I thank all of you for your support towards the research bulletin. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I request Dr. Kannan to hand over the bouquet for Dr. Madhu sir. Thank you, sir. I request our Senior Vice President Dr. Prakash sir to address the gathering.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes, what is this energy? Good afternoon. Afternoon energy for the teachers. We want our students to actually be very active in the afternoon class. But when it comes to the teachers, everyone wants to take the back seat. Fine. Let me congratulate the team here, R&D department, for Eastbourne Group of Institutions under the leadership of Mathur sir for coming out of this research bulletin. This is a legacy what we carried from the Professor Shankpal sir, who was actually the executive director there. I think this is a concept that evolved from his thought process, and we continued this legacy here. And last year we released how many papers, sir? There is
16. Last year it was 16 papers.
This year? Last year it was 16 more. I always wanted that should be number should be increased. Okay. But anyway, nevertheless, some good papers have come. My humble submission to all the teaching fraternity here. This is the first time probably I'm reaching out to the teaching fraternity of all the disciplines here. Many people are acquainted with my speech every time I give same thing at engineering, but when it comes to the healthcare problem I'm addressing now, we have pharmacy faculties, we have nursing faculties, and we have also from physiotherapy faculties here and higher education also, or MBA and all. It's basically a platform where we can do some multidisciplinary research. Okay. The best example today is today's chief guest. Dr. Rajesh is a doctor by profession, medical doctor, who did this MBBS and became an engineer. And he has innovated a product. I think he will demonstrate this product which is going to replace the X-ray. And this has been awarded as it's an US patented, and it's going to be the remarkable innovation that is going to really change the landscape, the way the scanning happens. So, and he has already reached out to Government of India, Government of Karnataka, where probably he's also one of the few startups recognized by US. Okay. One of the top research startups has been recognized. Amazing. Many times people always think that I've done my MBBS, let me go and practice. Probably he moved out of this conventional thought process, started thinking what should I do in healthcare. Okay. I remember this is many times I think we should understand what is the innovative capabilities we do have. From when it comes to the healthcare sector, I think I remember one of the YouTube that I saw where Devi Shetty was addressing this. I think someone was interviewing him, and he was telling about how basically I created a healthcare model which is affordable for cardiac surgery. This is a model where everyone speaks about this. Okay. Will you make your professor to get up, sir? Rajesh, sir? I know that, but still, many times we always take this no. Afternoon class is very difficult to deliver, especially after lunch. But inevitably we are here now. And let me continue this. Why I am telling this model which really transformed the complete world. Okay. When he was told as one of the best cardiac surgeons, especially who used to do the cardiac surgery for the infants. Devi Shetty was very popular for that. When he was doing actually the best surgery in London, and people started feeling that he has jadoo in his hand. That's what he's a gifted guy to do the heart surgery for the infant kids. kids which has recently born with less than a month. And somewhere his mother's desire was him to come back from UK, come to India. And when he came back to India, for him, cardiac surgery was not affordable to the Indian society. It was very, very expensive. It was almost 3, 4 or 5 lakhs or 6 lakhs that was things, and it was very difficult for him to convince the public to go for the cardiac surgery. Then he realized, yeah, what is this problem here? I have people in the UK used to praise me that I'm an amazing surgeon, cardiac surgeon, but it doesn't work in India. Then he thought I should create a model or a business where it is affordable to Indian society. That's the first time probably he created a model. Today this is a story which has been actually discussed as a case study in all IIMs. Okay. And today Narayana Rudhalaya does the cardiac surgery for less than 30,000 rupees. It's a transformation that is done in the healthcare sector. It is not just about the stunt. In fact, there was a delegation that went across. I'm telling you, there was a delegation that went. He only specified in that YouTube channel. You can watch that. He told that there's a delegation that went where Devi Shetty himself went and approached to our Prime Minister Narendra Modi, telling that why cardiac surgery is very expensive because of the stunt. Stunt is very, very expensive. We should make stunt. The import cost that incurs to get. Can we actually manufacture stunt here? This is what the delegation went today. The stunt is manufactured in India. Lot of IT companies manufacture, including HCL. Okay. I've told this sometimes, and this was told by the person who had come as a vice president of HCL, same sitting on this steps. He told this about this story. HCL manufactures stunts. Until then, I was not aware. Basically, HCL is an IT company. We thought they do a lot of aerospace devices also. HCL. It's not only they do; they're also in aerospace engineering. Why I made this statement today? The stunts have become more and more cheaper. Because why he was a mechanical professor, and he told that. See, why I want to tell stunt is an innovation of mechanical engineering, not from electronics or computer science. He told. The major contribution comes from this. So it's all about multidisciplinary. The innovation that comes out is all multidisciplinary. We need to collaborate and come out with the innovations. So innovations, many times we always felt that innovations has come from Europe. Lot of innovations has come from Europe. No, that's not the true case. Actually, a lot of innovations in healthcare actually come from India. The so-called Bharat, okay, Hindustan. Okay. A lot of examples are there. I think I have been telling that we invented zero was not there, we would have not invented binary system was invented by us. In many times we always tell Fibonacci series was actually come from us. Okay. Lot of geometrical innovations have come from us. Mathematics, amazing revolution. Till today there are a lot of mathematical models which has been not even decoded. There is a research till now that is going on in a place called as Hampi, where there is a stone, there is a card, and there is a calendar which has been put in a chart. Till now, people are not able to put, but they tell that this is a 1,000 years calendar put in one sheet. Google can't do this. You go to and check it out. Can I have a landscape of Google of 1,000 years calendar? People are decoding this. Lot of innovations which has been done by a lot of people. Till people are not able to decode this. Innovations really makes difference. Not that today when Google claims, I think I want to tell you this. This innovation has revolutionized. I was speaking to Rajesh on the last time visit. There's a product. How many people know about this product? There's a product which comes out and it measures the iris and it will predict your heart attack or it will cancer. Then how is this machine learning or AI data? Where is the data set they have got? What Sundar Pichai in his YouTube, it's there on the YouTube. If you watch this, it's amazing to see his launch of this product. And what he tells is that we did this research in India with Shankara Hospital when The data sets they collected for this was for 20 years of research. It was data sets they collected, and it told that in healthcare, the amazing heterogeneous data sets what I get is only from India. This would have not, because multiple problems of patients come from India, and eye problems. Shankara Hospital, Shankara Hospital, in collaboration with Google, did this research. Lot of doctors were involved from medical fraternity. Lot of engineers was involved. Domain expertise came from teaching doctor fraternity and innovators. So there is a lot of innovation that's happening. Inherently, we carry lot of innovative capabilities as Indians. We are born innovators. We need to understand this. Many times it was actually put to rest. So today the mantra is that for any academic fraternity, if you don't publish, you will just perish. You take my NRF ranking, you take NAC, you take MBA. It's all about how much publications you have done. Publications ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಸ್ಕೂಪಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಆಗಬೇಕು, ಇಂಡೆಕ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಆಗಬೇಕು, ಎಸ್ಸೆ ಪೇಪರ್ಸ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು, ನಮ್ಮ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟ್ ಐಡಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ತೋರಿಸಬೇಕು. ದಟ್ಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ದ ಕೇಸ್. In fact, when I had been to an interview, someone asked me, who happened to be the IIC professor who interviewed me, ಏನು ನಿಮ್ಮ PhD ಅಂತ. ಸರ್ PhD ಆಗಿದೆ, ಇದಕ್ಕೆ 4 ಪೇಪರ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಸರ್. ನಿಮ್ಮ ರಿಸರ್ಚ್ ಯಾರು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ? Who uses your PhD, sir? What is PhD work? Unfortunately, I was not able to answer at that moment. But really, there's a thought process that we need to apply when we always get our doctorates, PhD degrees. The outcome is measured only in terms of publications, what I do. And sometimes patents also get filed, not published, and it will stop at published, then it will not get granted. Really thing is who has actually used this? Where is the societal implications of this research? So ultimately what we want is that we want all faculties to actually come out with the mindset and see that there is a research component that is imbibed in the student community. How do I bring this is a big challenge. Okay. This is where probably people are speaking about project-based learning, people are speaking about immersive-based learning. I think I did one education 4.0 in my last FTP program. Things are drastically going to change in the education sector. By God's grace, 2024, if the same government continues, healthcare sector, how healthcare sector is going to transform, definitely education sector is going to transform. This time, BT has already released online courses, no? They are going to link with NPTEL, that's a different issue. But online courses is going to actually revolutionize the world. At that moment when people were doing distance on learning, that the model was different because technology was not an enabler. Today we have a technology like Upgrad, Coursera, edX, all these technology platforms which is exclusively used for the online delivery courses. Where Scalar, simplylearn.com, okay, all these people use this technology. Trust me, I'm on the board of some 2-3 edtech companies. They were asking, can I get a content creators or curators who is going to curate the content? Huge demand. There was an offer for one of the universities abroad in Australia. You know the value, they told that you come as a professor, you deliver this per credit, they'll pay you 3 lakh rupees. It's not a joke. I have an official email ID for this. Per credit it is 3 lakh rupees. There are a lot of opportunities for teachers, that's what I'm telling you. If I take 3 credit course, it's 9 lakh rupees. You deliver in just 6 months at a foreign university. You have the capabilities, you can actually go into it. This is going to actually bring the next real transformation. What I foresee, I follow a lot of people on the online. What I foresee is that education sector tomorrow, it is a pool of education faculty fraternity as a pool on the cloud. Okay, someone would create this as a technology platform. This side is all my universities who are all expert. They can come and go and deliver these courses. It is not permanent affiliation or permanent employee for any teachers in future time. Take it from me. This model will be in reality in next few years from now. If I have an expert of AI, if I am an expert of an AI, I can proclaim that I am the expert, I have delivered this, these are my credentials, I have worked on this, you are called by a number of people. Today already we see the seamless migration, ABC concept, academic bank credit, like this I can do as a faculty. It's like a simple Uber technology, what we call as an aggregator, Uber aggregator. I'm thinking of an educator aggregator. Just forcing. This all could be the changes, and we still think that we'll go and deliver the classes for 1 hour or 2 hours. Why the student should be interested for that? ಅದರೊಳಗೆ 10 ನಿಮಿಷ ಅಟೆಂಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಗೆ ತಗೊಂಡು ಸೂಪರ್. Things will drastically change in next few years. What I request to everyone is that let us get into this research. How do I really make publications? How do I bring this research component into the teaching learning process? This all should be done. The stepping stone today is that we wanted, let me congratulate all the 12 papers which has come. Let us give a big round of applause. Can I tell Gina madam or Kanan, will you read the names of these people so that we can make them to stand and give a big round of applause for them after the release? Yes. Okay, great, fine. So anyway, it's all these 12 people have been told to come here. Good, very nice. So let us start this practice of writing the papers. It's not a difficult task. As a leaders, we need to prove. Kindly, I'll share my ORCID ID to all you people. Visit certain papers where my papers are only on education sector also. It's not like that. It should be always on a technology per se. There is a lot of papers which is being indexed on Scoopers, which is there. 2 papers which are there on Web of Science of mine, where you can see there I've written on education sector itself. In your domain, collaborate with all the papers. Research is not just about doing research in silos. We need to collaborate. I wanted engineering faculty to discuss with pharmacy people. Okay. Pharmacy people can discuss with nursing people. There is a lot of multidisciplinary collaboration should happen. I want this to happen. That's the reason today I think when Shankar sir probably defined it, it is that we want to bring all the people under one umbrella so that they collaborate and do some research problems and really achieve certain solutions. This is the intention of releasing some research project. It's basically a first step. People start writing. Ille nim yaru point out madalvalla. Namde research bulletin. Even though if you have copied it is done on plagiarism check and plagiarism treatment. So something would have done. So what should be the target for next year? We have decreased the target from 16 to 10. We came down. What should be the target for us? 15. 15. It's really target should be yes. In fact, I was supposed to tell. Thanks, sir. Yeah. We won't have 2 issues per year. Per semester, we can take 1 issues. Let us have 2 issues per this one. I request R&D director to work on this. 2 issues. Okay. In issue, how many will target? 20. 25. Can we think that let us have 25 since the coordinator has told that it is 25? I don't know. I signed few research policies incentives. Can I know who is Mohammed Ali here? Will you stand up? I want to tell him he has one of the best. I don't actually have not seen you, sir. Okay, but it comes as an incentive policy for me to sanction. I want to give him a big round of applause. He has the best of the best publications which has come today from. I was not aware he was from pharmacy. One thing that I was supposed to send to R&D director to look in whether it is from elsewhere you have no, sir. Yes. How many publications in Elsewhere, sir? 3 papers in Elsewhere. That's what we gave incentives. Then you also had something on Web of Science. We cross-checked.
Yeah, I have posted 5 papers, 2 Web of Science and 3 elsewhere.
3. I think we also received. You also received incentives, also, sir.
Yes, sir, what I got only.
Yes, good, sir. So now there is a research. Thank you, sir. We really applaud for you for your work. Why I am telling is that there is a research policy what we have created, and the research policy was actually broadcasted by the R&D director and has reached out to everybody. What I see is that the person who gets incentives, same person will be rated and coming with incentives. I don't see any other people. Then, in fact, I thought on that day I was speaking to Mathur sir. Sir, you call Mohammed Ali sir and have a session for all the people. How is that? How do you write and publish the papers? And when we are struggling hard to get even BD sir, Super Sanila, UGC Kerala Barili sir. I think someone at Q1 and Q2 is able to generate. It's something amazing. Okay. So we want this culture to be brought in the campus. It's not for NAC, NBA or NRF. Let us look beyond this. Teachers should have the art of writing in innovation articles. Everyone will do this. How many people are doing PhD here? Raise hands. Hey, openly raise it. I'll not ask questions for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, oh, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Oh, good people are there. So, you have targets, no? Paper targets? You are not doing it. Who raised? Okay, you have paper targets. Okay. Now, you people can actually start, make a consultorium of yourself, take on your domain and start working on this. It will help your PhD also. And if you publish, we are going to refund your this one. Can we think of this? Can this forum next time? I'm just putting the action plan, sir. Now, my speech is over. I'm putting the action plan. Now, can all these people who are all doing research or how many people aspire to do the research? Aspire who want to register now coming for BT or whatever. Okay. All assistant professors who don't have PhD. Raise hands, no? If you want to stick to this profession, you should do PhD. How many? Oh, good. Oh, sir, a lot of people are there. Sir, next action point is that can we make all these people to come here? We will facilitate to identify the problem statement for them. If we can do this, I think everyone is searching for the problem for their research, for their PhD. Can we do this? So let this be another second action point. Let it be another here. We can minute this and send to the circular. Okay. Kanan, you minute this and tell this problem. You define the date now when these people are doing and when other research scholars was already there, how to take the publications and people who are not registered, how can we see that? How do you identify the problem statement? We'll get a lot of people to actually, I think, not less than 10 to 20 problem statement instantly Rajesh can throw you people in healthcare sector. Okay. We can think of all these things. Okay, fine. I think this is what I thought. Problem statements are plenty on earth. Plenty. In fact, there is my old statement. What I meant. I think Rajesh, I told this, but I want to tell you this. When Swiggy released the ad, what was the ad? Is that 10 minutes delivery? Any point, 10 minutes delivery. You see my older LinkedIn profile, probably Shilpa madam would have been following with me. I posted at that moment, can we have the same for 10 minutes ambulance? And when it can be done for a Swiggy for food delivery, why can't it be done for a 10 minutes? How do I create a technology for this? How do I integrate different applications for that? Can I see that my healthcare application speaks to police department traffic light signaling? Can my healthcare application seamlessly speak to the hospital's integration? Can I bring this simple integrator or an aggregator on place? I wrote a statement. What can be done for it? It's amazing lights came out for that. Why I'm telling is that many times I keep on telling that the technology what works for US may not work for India. India has its own problems. You can come out and see that problems are solved. That's what Rajesh is doing too. Okay. Yes. Very simple statement. Very recently, Shashi Tharoor did this statement. All my IITs went to US. All my common CET engineering students took India to the moon. Because when Padmanabhan and all the people are working, they are not from actually from IITs, they are from actually normal engineering colleges. They stick and they took the huge crowd of women. So it's true that there is a lot of segment of people who can actually bring innovation here. We need to identify, discover the talent hidden in the student community, put them onto the track of innovation and make a great project to come out. That should be the problem statement we need to solve. Fine, so thank you so much. I think I always don't take the stage. If I take the stage, I will not stop. Sorry, Rajesh, taking your time now. Thank you so much. Wish you all the best. Let us see that towards the next program, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for the motivational words. Now it's the time for releasing the research bulletin. Request SVP sir and Dr. Rajesh sir to do the honor.
Only once. Secure package. Secure package.
Secure card.
Thank you, sir. I request Dr. S.P. Prakash, IQAC Director, to introduce the guest of the day.
Very good afternoon. Thank you, ma'am, for giving the privilege to introduce our guest for today's talk. The title of the presentation is Research, Innovation and Entrepreneurship of Multidisciplinary Science, we can tell. So, we have today Dr. Rajesh Palani here, and it is my very honor and privilege to introduce him, who is actually of multidiscipline. He is basically a physician, doctor, and MBA, and also he is practicing. Along with that, he has many patented inventions and many projects, I can tell, for which he has applied for patenting, which is pending for patent. So, It's a big history of his to go through. I'll just give a brief introduction about him. He has done MBBS, MBA from India, and he has received entrepreneurship training Seed Spark from Stanford Graduate School of Business, USA. And his main invention is pocket medical scanner to screen and diagnose multiple respiratory diseases like TB, pneumonia, COPD, etc. And for this, he is awarded US patent. And also, he is awarded with Biotech Ignition Grant, big grant from BIRAC, DBT, Government of India, and his startup is being supported by various central and state government initiatives. And his startup, Rajesh Laboratories, was recently awarded with a Star Startup Award by Ramaya Evaluate. It is by the group of institutions of Ramaya, and it is the next unicorn winner award from top 5 startups in Karnataka. So these are all the awards which he has received, and his ongoing projects and research in which he is doing is novel pocket medical scanner, novel smart vaccine vial monitoring system, drug administration monitoring system, augmented reality, virtual reality input device, rainwater deflecting smart mirror, and so on. And it's a big list, and it is our honor today to have him for the presentation. Thank you, sir. I request you.
Yes.
ऊपर वो कर दिया था उसको कुछ नहीं करना Thousand. I don't know how much. Yeah. Scan it. Will put up.
Very good afternoon to everybody.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
So we are asking this good afternoon after Prakash sir following his footstep. So firstly, I'm really honored and privileged to be present in this. Am I audible? Clear? Thank you. So it's my privilege and honor to be here this afternoon. I thank Prakash sir, the Senior Vice President, for inviting me, and also I thank all the faculty members, Matru sir and other Prakash sir, and also the East Point institutions for having me here. It's a great honor and privilege. And thank you so much for coming for this presentation. And not, thank you. Sure. Also, not all the institutions think in the lines of what East Point is thinking, where we are bringing in multidisciplinary faculty members here with a common goal of solving the common man's or the real world problem. So I would like to, the today's topic is about the research, innovation, and entrepreneurship. I'd like to give a little bit of high-level insights about that from my personal journey, how I was able to sail through these three steps or the ladders or the milestones. So how many of you are here from healthcare background? Please raise up your hands. Right, nice. How many of you from technology background? Nice. How many of you from business or the commerce background? Great. So I just wanted to ask you a question. I believe that you would have gone to your cafeteria or the canteen when you sit to have your lunch, right? Who is seated in your table? Is it that your friends from the same discipline? Like if you are from healthcare, maybe your classmate or fellow staff member? Am I correct?
Yes.
Yes. So how many times do we share a table that, here we have all the three people come together. Let us say that if you're having a lunch in your canteen, there is a healthcare person, maybe pharmacy, nursing, doctor. On the other side, there is a technology person, maybe an engineering student or engineering faculty member. On the other side, there is an MBA or commerce person seated. Does that happen quite often here? It doesn't happen, but I think we need to make that effort. This is what happened, and this is what I feel that in the other parts, let's say that if you talk about the universities of like Stanford, when we sit for the lunch, we sit, that a lot of people come there. And probably the medical faculty brings a problem statement. He has an idea. For example, when I started thinking about my invention, there was one point in time I came across a point called FFT. So, any medical person knows what is an FFT? Please raise your hands. No. Any technical person knows what is an FFT? FFT, signal processing. Yes, first Fourier transformation. Great. So when I went to my medical people and talked about, do you know FFT? They told, I know lemon tea, normal tea, all of that. But what FFT you're talking about, right? But this problem can be solved if all, as an institution and the organization, multidisciplinary, we come together, we can solve a lot of problems. Well, so the way that I started innovating things is, first I did a research. So that is where it all started. So as a medical student, I realized that many patients don't go for some of the required investigations. It may be because it is not available or it is not readily accessible. If you've gone to a government hospital, you know that to get one CT scan, it takes so many days, right? And the waiting time is long. So I realized that I need to come up with some kind of a solution. And this thought I had when I was a second year medical student, that was early 2000s. So this was the problem that I identified. The problem is there is a need for an immediate, accessible, economic, safe diagnostic device that can solve the problem. Then I started thinking about the solution. So does anyone know a device called a tricorder? Tricorder? Okay. So I came up with the thought that I should come up with a device like a tricorder. So, a tricorder is a futuristic device. It does not exist. It is a device which is used in a science fiction called Star Trek, which is from the American television series. In the future, there is a doctor, he has a small pocket-sized device. He will bring the device and he will put it on the chest of a person. He will say that he has got a pneumonia. Right? It is a superpower to doctors. So that is a way beyond our reach in technology. So that is what I thought that could solve the problem of what we are facing today. Just to give you an idea, what tricorder is worth, the X Prize Foundation has announced a $10 million for the inventing the tricorder.
What amount we can increase the volume?
Yeah, sure.
This is the last prop that he needs. This is a tricorder from Star Trek. This is an original prop. You could have seen this used by Spock, also Dr. McCoy. Tricorder is a multifunction device. It's a computer, it's a scanner, it's an analyzer, it's a sensor. It's used for science, for medicine, all kinds of things. It is like an iPad on steroids.
It was another brilliant plot device which enabled people to explain things by looking at the, oh yeah, this is that.
It is an incredibly futuristic idea. I mean, and this technology is still way beyond us.
But maybe not for long. Because this guy thinks the future really is within our grasp.
When you have the target of where you want to go, what you want to do, asking the world to say, that over there, that technology, that accomplishment, why hasn't someone done it?
The X Prize Foundation, founded by Peter, launched the private space industry with its offer of a $10 million prize for the first commercial craft in space.
Okay, so you kind of get an idea. It is a futuristic device. So what was my technical skills? I had no technical skills. My medical knowledge was I was in the second year MBBS. So I know there was a problem. The problem statement was clearly identified. And the solution that I'm thinking to solve is a futuristic, correct? So I started with my research that to invent this device. So the first piece that I was talking about is called need identification. That is the first step in any of the innovation that we talk about. So when I wanted to develop the device, I had some of the access to the laboratory, like physiology labs and all of that, and the medical practice that we used to do. There is a technique called the medical percussion technique. So we keep the finger on the chest, with the another finger we tap that, right? So that sound can tell whether a person's lung is normal or whether there is some fluid collection, there is a mass in the lungs and all of that. So this struck me, and I thought that probably if I convert this technique into a technology and a device, then I can make the real working tricorder where I can walk with the device, put it on a chest, and I can tell the diagnosis. So now I'm trying to understand the research and the solution of that. So what I did was, there is a device called a kymograph, which is used in the physiology lab. It has a rotating drum. It is a very old technology. So in the rotating drum, we record many graphs. Usually it is recorded to record the movement of the frog leg in response to multiple drugs. So I took that one of the scrap. I went to the college and asked the physiology lab, can you give me the scrap kymograph, or it's also called smoke drum? They said, okay, and I asked how much. The college was good enough, so they gave me freely. It is anyway scrap, you can take it. So I fixed a motor to it, and what I did is I went to a ward, and I did a medical percussion on a tuberculosis patient who had a tuberculosis on one side of the lung. The other side of the lung was normal. I recorded these two sounds coming from these two lungs by doing a manual percussion, recorded it on the Walkman, and brought it to my room and connected to an amplifier, and from the amplifier connected to a speaker. The vibrations of the speaker I recorded using one stylus on the rotating drum. I played the two different sounds, one from tuberculosis and one from normal lung, and there was a clear-cut difference in the graph. So that was my first finding. And later I realized these two are giving me the two different audio signals, and that is where the engineering piece comes in, right? So the engineering piece is the signal processing. I learned about the FFT and the current artificial intelligence powered the signal processing and all of that. Then comes the mechanical challenge. Now, if I have to, so the prototype that I developed was occupying my one whole table with all the rotating drum and amplifier and all of that. And how do I bring it to a pocket-sized device? Then comes the problem with the mechanical thing. So I need to recreate the sound mechanism, that to recreate the exact movement finger. And I created that. And then comes the PCB and the electronic part of it, the designs. I learned it and I did that. Then comes the programming the microcontroller and also the signal processing. I did that. Then I created the first early prototypes. So after creating that, I filed the US patent and I applied for Ministry of Electronics and IT. They funded me the patent expense for that. And after that, I was invited to a World Health Organization in Switzerland, where I went and demonstrated the early prototype. And they told that you should take this forward for a clinical testing, post which they would consider that. And after that, the central government, BIRAC, has funded me about 50 lakh rupees in making the prototype and testing it. And currently, thank you. So that is the journey that I went through in developing that device. So interestingly, in this journey, there are a lot of things that I learned. So a year ago, I was invited to a Trivandrum in CDAC. The CDAC stands for Center for Digital and Advanced Computing, which is a high-level research organization at the central government. So when I went there and we discussed about my technology, that is the pocket medical scanner, and the CDAC was very impressed with the kind of the invention that I made. The reason was, the scientists from there, they told me that ISRO has brought a problem statement, the Indian Space Research Organization. The problem statement was, the ISRO is planning a manned mission and also multiple other missions like Chandrayaan-3 and all of that. There was a problem. The problem was with the testing system. So after you fabricate or manufacture the parts of the rocket, it has to go through vigorous testing for quality. Unless there is a quality testing is passed, there are good chances the mission can fail. And if it is a human mission, the person can die. And if it is a Chandrayaan, there is a chance that it will not land at all. So this was a problem statement with the ISRO, and there are hundreds of team scientists worked on this to create the solution. And at the time around, the solution that they had was, there were two equipments. One was from Germany, another one was from US. And of course, there was one from China, but we don't deal with China. And whenever they have to test that rocket system, the people from Germany used to carry the testing device and come to the manufacturing facility out here in Israel. And the part that is to be tested will be kept inside, and nobody will be allowed to go inside except the German engineers who brought the technology, right? They'll go there and test it and go back. So they had to create the same technology, and the method that they followed in developing the technology is exactly the same path what I have developed for the medical scanning. So what I actually was doing was detecting the density change in the lungs using my device. And that is exactly what the other technology also does. And the method is called the sounds in case of the rocket science. It is called the sonic, ultrasonic, non-destructive testing system. So, what is more fascinating about that conversation is the way that you wanted to invent, you don't really need high-end machines to begin your research. So when I wanted to create a first module, the mechanical module to reproduce the hitting of the hammer effect, I was lost in thoughts thinking about it for a week, right? And when I was sleeping, somebody clicked a calling bell. You know the ding dong calling bell? The ding dong, yeah. Somebody clicked the calling bell and I woke up. And I was thinking about this mechanism. There was a coincidence. Then I thought, why don't I use this calling bell mechanism in order to use in my device to do an early prototype? So I went to an electric shop, paid 110 rupees, got one ding dong calling bell, and put a mobile phone on that, and loaded a FFT analysis software, and then I tried. The prototype that I developed was within 500 rupees. So it was just a calling bell which has been modified. And when I showed this picture to the CDAC, so this is from Times of India. They say that a Bengaluru doctor develops non-invasive pocket-sized device to diagnose chest diseases. What you see here is inside that black cover, it is nothing but 150 rupees calling bell, right? And on the top of that, there is a mobile phone and there is an FFT analysis and the sound spectrum analysis software running on that. And that switch may be around 5 rupees that I paid. And I went to a local tailor who stitches the seat covers, paid him 100 rupees to create that cover. And this was a device which I carried to the Switzerland in the World Health Organization when I demonstrated it to the scientists over there. And this was the device that I even had before I filed the US patent. So the point that so when CDAC saw this, they told me that they were stuck at the similar kind of a stage at which one of the professors, the scientist, told we should use a calling bell to initially test the testing system. And it is the same thought process and same innovation pathway which we both were dealing at different, solving the different problems. So the point that I'm making here is the three pieces today. One is the research, another one is the innovation, and the third piece is the entrepreneurship. So research is when you know what you wanted to invent, you will start with your research. And innovation is, you don't really need a high-end, but you're privileged right now because you're in a university where you have the oscilloscopes and a lot of other, the research equipments, but you can begin with the common things that you have and then start developing your products. And third piece, that is an entrepreneurship, which is very important because now there is a good ecosystem created in India for supporting the entrepreneurs, especially who are coming up with the multiple innovations and all of that. And you can apply for that. For example, there is a biotech ignition grant, which gives you 50 lakhs. And there is an Elevate grant from Karnataka. They again give you 50 lakhs. And there are so many research grants for students and PhD students and also the scholars. And like Prakash sir said, that Nalak paper agide, PhD agide. So how many of your research is actually being used in solving the real world problem actually matters. And I would like to quickly take you through this PPT to give you, a motivation of what we are into. So we are a national award winning medtech company. So we've been talking about the medical innovation. As you can see, this is the national award that I received in the first picture, which I received from a Union Commerce Minister for this invention. And that was the 5 organizations selected us as the top 33 companies in India and taken us to the US, and we received the next unicorn. Does anyone know what is a unicorn is? Unicorn? Yes, great. So when your company hits $1 billion valuation, which means 8,000 crores, so you can think of how many zeros you need to put 8,000 crores. So when your company hits that valuation, your company is called a unicorn. So 5 organizations came together and given us an award as the next unicorn. So we are in the direction of becoming a unicorn. So this was last March, where I was invited in the University of California, Santa Cruz in the US, where I was demonstrating the pocket medical scanner. And that is the award that we received, and we have been a part of multiple, the exhibitions. On the right bottom, what you're seeing is that in Dubai, where all of these are as a part of the government initiative, we have been facilitated. And the second picture on the bottom, the middle picture, what you're seeing is in the US, that is a Silicon Valley, where we were selected to pitch to Meet the Drivers. It is a television program in the US, something similar to Shark Tank. And this picture, what you see here, is a TIE 50 award, which is awarded for the top 50 companies in the US in the Silicon Valley. So this was a tricorder that I was talking about. So coming to the process of a medical device innovations or any other device that we're talking about need not be a medical device. For example, an innovation can be a very simple solution, right? So one fine day I was trying to drive my car. I saw that it had rained, and there were water droplets on the mirror, the side mirror. Then I thought, how do I solve this problem? It's a simple thought, right? It's a common problem. Everybody has it. Then I thought, should I put a wiper blades onto my, the mirror? If I put a wiper blades, it is again complicated. It's already there are wiper blades in front of your windshield. But I wanted to clear that water from the mirror. Can anyone think of any solution? Yes? Any solution?
Blow air or something.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Blow air. The blowing air is one solution we can do. If you blow the air on the mirror, it clears it. That's a good one, sir. Anyone, any other solution? Sorry?
Steam, hot steam.
Hot steam. Yeah, hot steam. Hot steam is a very good idea. Even heating up of the mirror clears the water.
How to fix it is a challenge.
Yeah, no problem. Sorry.
How to fix it is a challenge.
Yes, how do we fix it is a challenge. Correct. Any other solutions? So we are talking about a common thing. It's an open platform. Anybody can tell any suggestions. So we can take this as an activity. Any other idea? You wanted to clear the mirror. Yeah, that is again a very good suggestion. Non-observant, maybe the films are available, we paste it. Yes, that is a very good suggestion. Any other idea? Any other idea? It need not be a mirror from the car, it can be a mirror from the bike, scooter, airplane, anything. Any other idea? Any other solutions that you can think of?
Lemon potato.
Sorry?
Lemon potato.
Okay, so lemon, and before starting they put it the water one, it's a natural water repellent, right? So that's a good idea. Any other ideas? Okay, so I was thinking about this problem, but if you look at it, if you solve this simple problem, you can probably retire, right? You can probably hit millions of dollars if you can solve this simple problem. If you know how to bring it into an entrepreneurship, patent your idea, make the device and sell it to companies like a BMW or Audi or any other, the manufacturer of flights, right? So it appears like a simple problem, it's a simple solution, but the cost that you can get out of that, you can probably retire. So what I did was, so like sir said, I was thinking about blowing the air. Now blowing in air, again, I need to connect the water, the air pipe, air vents to it. And the heating, the mirror is another brilliant idea. And heating again, it takes some time to combat the thing. And again, if it is still raining like drizzling, it becomes a problem. It has to be constantly clearing even if it rains until a point where you're getting a visibility. So what I did was I created a circular mirror and I fitted a motor behind it, an high RPM motor. So the mirror, when I switched on, it rotated with a high speed. With this high speed, any amount of water that is falling on it, it gets deflected. Right. So this is a self-deflecting mirror. Then I put a rainwater sensor onto it. If it rains, automatically it detects, sends a signal to the motor activates the mirror. But when I did a small prototype, I walked to the fancy store, we call it, the local fancy store, we get some 20 rupees, 30 rupees mirror. And I bought one 10 rupees motor and fixed it. But when the mirror is rotating, there is an image stabilization problem happens, even if there is a slightest vibration on the mirror. Then comes the mechanical design, where I made the mirror to rotate exactly on the same plane using the restraint mechanism. And it was rotating seamlessly without distorting the image, and no amount of water was staying on the mirror. So this I filed the patent, of course, and made a prototype, and now it is in talks with multiple automobile people. So this is how the innovation process works. So it is basically into 3 stages: identify, invent, and implement. The 6 pieces are under the identify, needs finding, and needs screening. The reason why we talk about needs screening is there may be thousands of problems we will identify, but what needs to be invented further is what we will do it based on certain scientific evaluations. Then invent, concept generation and concept screening. Same problem can be solved by multiple concepts. So here, the concept is, we talked about the blowing the air and also the warming the mirror. Probably the combination of this can be the best solution again. So the different concepts to solve a single problem, then what is the best option that is available, practical, and manufacturing feasibility is good and the cost is less, that we need to find out. Then strategy of development and the business planning. Again, securing the patent and who is funding this program and how do you get the funds and all of that. Has anyone started any startup here yet? Any startups? Okay, so usually the implementation strategy comes into it. So currently there is a practice in multiple the universities wherein they encourage students and faculty members and also the PhD students to invent a solution which can actually go into the commercialization, right? It is not that we do a research for the sake of doing a PhD thesis and all of that, right? So a simple mirror example, it might look like a simple thing, but if you're solving this problem, it can be used by all the people around the world. It will have a great impact. So the university is encouraging these students to come up with that, and they form the teams. Like, if it is in healthcare, we bring one healthcare faculty or healthcare student, and bring a commerce or MBA student, and bring a technology student who knows mechanical design or electronic design, who has worked on Arduinos and Raspberry Pis and all of that. And they bring up with a solution, and they form a startup in which a part of that is owned by the institution and part of that is owned by the students, and goes for the next level of intellectual property securing and patents. And then they showcase that into platforms where they can raise funds. The current world is the startup world. Even if you want $1 million or $100 million, if you have the right idea, it is very easy to raise it. So this is the right time. So you can think of all of that, and that is where the implementation part comes in. So there is one call that is open right now. I'm going to show you that. If anyone is interested, you can apply if you have any innovations. So if you go into Startup India website, you have the calls that are open. So this is the one, that is York University. If you're a student, you're eligible to apply. And the last date for application is 31st August, which is tomorrow, correct? And what do you get? You get to work with York University from Canada. So this is a York University from Canada and the Indian government initiative to support students from Indian institutions who should be an university students, and they can apply for this. And here they bring an opportunity where the Canadian university students and the Indian students work together in creating these solutions. And for the selected students, they also give 9 lakh rupee for a product development. So this is something that is open. So there are so many such opportunities that come up. And this is how exactly you create your implementation strategy for it. So this is the pocket medical scanner that I invented. This is how it looks. I couldn't carry it today because it was put on the test for other research work. So this is the Indian patent and the American patent. So as you can see, this mechanism has a certain, this device has a mechanism which is powered by a motor. I created a motor base later from the ding-dong calling bell, which is an electromagnetic coil. And a year ago, the German engineers from a University of Munich, they recreated the exact mechanism, what I described in the US patent. And they did it, and they also tested it in about 30 patients and submitted their report. And I felt happy because this is the first time I've seen an Indian engineering is being copied by the German engineers. Because otherwise it was always around, the German engineering, the best one being copied by the others. So we have the plans of launching this device in 2025 in India, 27 in the US. So these are some of the tractions that we have. Well, so what I want to leave thoughts with you is, as you are in a main, if this is an university and this is an academy and you have the access to the entire, the research facilities, and also as, as teachers, as you're guiding the students. And I believe that a thought about the research from the point of the actual solution or the real world solutions for the problems, and also bringing the multidisciplinary into a common ground to solve the common man's problem could be initiated as you walk out of this room. I am very sure that most of the times, even when you sleep or wake up, some crazy idea would have come to your mind. Now everybody gets idea, correct? So you might just go in front of the mirror, you wanted to comb your hair or brush your hair, you use your roller, and suddenly a thought comes to you. Why don't I put a motor into the roller, I just keep with hydraulics, right? So no idea is a small thing. So when you get such kind of, how many of you have got some idea in some point of your life? Please raise your hands. Right. Most of you? Yeah. So now it's time that you bring that research attitude and the research culture into the university, and also the guide your students in the right way to identify, invent, and implement to solve the common man's problem. And from Rajesh Laboratories, we will also take the efforts and initiatives from the industry point to collaborate with the academia especially with the East Point institutions, in creating an ecosystem where this research, inventions, and entrepreneurship can be actually materialized and translated into a tangible success to solving the real world problems. I thank this opportunity for inviting, and thank you so much. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. It was an inspiring, informative, and a thought-provoking session. Hope it has ignited some entrepreneur in all of us. Let's move to the felicitation function. I request SVP sir to do the Madhu sir, please join.
VP sir name, VP sir name, because he is also there. He is doing the felicitation.
Thank you, sir. I request Dr. Kannan sir to do the vote of thanks.
Before vote of thanks, see, many times we have been teaching engineering students, no? Rajesh, Dr. Rajesh was telling about a lot of technical jargons, FFT, motors, okay? He has never read engineering, but if you see the amount of, it's not mandatory that we should always learn certain things. It's all about internal certain innovation. Probably somewhere it has ignited you, Rajesh. Amazing to see, really. Very rare people have this. We as education system, I always personally felt this. My complete education system failed to identify the right talent of the kids. We miserably failed. Okay, I always keep on telling. We never really identified. There are quite a good number of students who doesn't know to speak English. Okay, but if I ask them to put some 3-4 ideas, generate, have you seen some ideas or some problems in your wherever you walked in? Then 10 hell lot of problems. I was actually observing many problems that is there in railway sector. You go to railway, no? You should travel in SL, not in PAC. If you travel in SL, even bio toilets got invented. Even small things that got changed. That food, there was a fat, they put the ribbon over there. They replaced the chain. This is something which has come out from, there were small innovations that has come. You should go, everyone should go, Rajesh, you should go to the visit called a Smart India Hackathon. There's a lot of innovation, and we demonstrated this. I think I told Mathur sirs to actually go. Please go and see the problem statements given by Government of India by different public sectors. It is there in healthcare sector, it is there in defense, it is there in all, everyone has thrown the problem statements. We can tell the students whether you solve a problem, but think of that problem, no? Many times I have with this, when it comes to the computer science, when there is a project evaluation, we go as evaluators to different colleges for a marks put. One question I keep on asking, what is the technology stack you have developed? You tell me first this. They are not able to tell. Trust me, they are not. I asked the same question to the teachers who has guided. Still they are not having the clarity of what is the technology stack, where this software code actually sits. They have written the software code, where it sits, what is the technology stack for this? See, somewhere we need to move beyond, and it's the excitement that creates one. I was super excited. Can we have a big round of applause? Stand up and give an innovation to Rajesh. See, Indian, and someone he was very happy when we copied the design from German, and Germans copied from him. Huh? Amazing, Rajesh. We want more Indian students to actually follow your footsteps. I think something, if we can create this ecosystem here, It is something amazing. We want to do this. Okay. Hats off to you, Rajesh. Really, it was amazing to see all these things. In fact, when he came, he was called for our induction program, and we actually thought we'd come and we'll discuss 10 minutes. But after when I was discussing, we spent almost 2-3 hours, 3 hours in this. I was super excited to listen to him and the product he demonstrated. And he was actually demonstrating the augmented reality. And he has actually collaborated with one of the Brazilian company there for medical training. There, it's all we call it an extended reality, augmented reality. Where is a metaverse, okay, where we go and actually it simulates the what is it which is the device you call it, no? Ultrasound, amazing. Patients live and going to the lab. Yeah, what is so much of immersive learning that's coming here? Okay, this is something I think we should be able to create, and something as an Indian, being a doctor, we will not able to ignore the innovative capabilities in engineering students. Nowhere in touch with engineering, being in doctor profession is able to amazingly make a difference. So, hats off to you, Bob. Really, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And that's what I thought before vote of thanks. Let my vote of thanks come over here.
Thank you, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests, researchers, and participants, a warm and heartfelt thank you to each and every one of you for gracing us with your presence at this momentous occasion, the release of our latest research bulletin. Your presence has added immeasurable value to this event, and we are truly grateful for your time and attention. Today marks a significant milestone in our journey of knowledge dissemination and academic excellence. We extend our sincere gratitude to our distinguished keynote speaker, Dr. Rajesh Palani, whose insightful words have illuminated our understanding and inspired us to explore new horizons. Your wisdom and expertise have ignited a spark within us to continue pushing the boundaries of knowledge. Thank you, sir. Our gratitude extends to our chairperson, CEOs, and senior vice president for their support in ensuring that every aspect of this event and publication is executed seamlessly. Thank you. Last but not least, we express our heartfelt appreciation to the audience. Your enthusiasm and engagement, curiosity fuel our passion to delve deeper into the realms of knowledge. As we close this chapter of this research bulletin release event, let us look forward with renewed zeal and determination. May the knowledge shared within these pages spark new dialogues, innovative breakthroughs, and transformative insights. Once again, thank you for being a part of this celebration of intellect and discovery. Your presence has made this event truly memorable. Thank you.
Where are the 12 people?
Yes, sir.
You make them, just give an appreciation for them, no? All their names, no? It's so difficult you would have got the people to get them.
For the research bulletin, second research bulletin of August 2023, we have 12 papers from different departments. This is the list of the papers with titles, authors. Hydraulic performance of multi-slotted orifice plated CFD technique and experiments as flow control devices from Nagaran Sitaram sir, EPCED.
Sitaram is not there, but who is the co-author?
No sir, it's single.
We should convince. Next.
A study on stock management system tied up in warehouses. SUMA S EPCHE. A study on equity linked savings schemes, a tax saving mutual fund by Kusuma KS EPCHE.
They were here. They were here. They ran away.
Comparison of muscle energy technique versus sleeper stretch in improving range of motion and strength of glenohumeral internal rotator in college level female racket sport players. Subra Basu, Manjunath H, Priyanka Amit Kumar, EPC PT, Physiotherapy. A study to evaluate the effectiveness of video assisted teaching program on knowledge regarding breast self-examination among third year female students studying at Bangalore City College, Bangalore, Jyoti G, EPCN.
You are not told them at all. To come.
Multi-stage classification model form for spam email detection using supervised learning algorithms. Emily Shiny C, EPC, CET. Review on building assisted hard facing as the technique of enhancing the service life of components subjected to wear in service. Sivamurli Mohan Reddy, Manjunath K, Surendranatha, EPCET. Artificial intelligence, real-time traffic video analytics using SOM I500. Sachin Sharma, Yogesh DS, Harshavardhan Reddy, EPCET.
That's not gonna show you. Where is it?
A review of literature on rotor cuff tear on the human shoulder joint, Bharat K. Bhatt, EPCET. Application of variational homotropic perturbation method for neural whitehead surgery equation, Doraswamy HS, Gayatri V, Gautami R, EPCET.
Sir, Doraswamy H sir is a role model for everybody. You know, ask him, sir, how much certifications of NPTEL you have, sir? 20. And he's a star player in NPTEL. Yesterday I was reviewing him. I sat for 3 hours with NPTEL asking some lot of details with sir. He's a star player he's a star player. We go to website of NPTEL, he's a star player. Sir, retire ಆಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ 60 ವರ್ಷ ಆಯ್ತು. You see the excitement of learning. Huh? Excitement of learning with him. 20 certificate ಪ್ರತಿ ಸೆಮಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಒಂದು 2 ಸರ್ಟಿಫಿಕೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ NPTEL. And he's a mathematics professor. Sir, everyone should actually follow you, sir. ಇಲ್ಲಾಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಒಂದ್ಸತಿ PhD ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಫುಲ್ ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲ ಕೋಲನ್ ಮುಗಿತಲ್ಲಿಗೆ no learning, but something I think it's good that we should start developing this. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು ಕುರಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಸರ್ ನಾವು ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರು ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕಂತ ನಾವು ಬಿಡಾಕ್ಬೇಡಿ. Thank you, sir. I want to appreciate.
Pharmacoeconomics, a brief review. Sheikh Nasser I, EPCET. Understanding the mechanisms and potential treatments for Alzheimer's disease. Kannanwar Dattagatati, EPCET. Thank you.
Thank you. Good. Yeah, please. Just give
So it is so amazing to see so many innovations and so many research work coming from these institutions. And I truly congratulate and I wish the entire team who has taken an initiative of launching these research journals. And again, not all institutions do this, but it is a great start for all the researchers. And also I congratulate all the publishers and the researchers who have brought their research work to the journal. And congratulations to all of them and best wishes to this team. Thank you.